Hi, I'm Jim Richardson, founder and CEO of Finchloom, and welcome to the Finchloom Show, Season 3, Episode 2. In this episode, I'll explain our cloud reference architecture for small business and how a small business can transform into a modern workplace with work from anywhere capabilities, as well as getting rid of their servers and moving their infrastructure to the cloud as well. Plus, our famous chart of offsetting costs is now available to download. I'll tell you what it is, why people want it, and how you can get it. Then I'll show you a quick tip in Microsoft Edge. It's called Duplicate Tab. Then I'll grab my partner Brian to play the end user, and I'll show you how you can organize your cluttered desktop with OneDrive. I've also got a Microsoft Excel quick tip that surprised me. I didn't already know it. And finally, I'll show you how to see the upcoming features for Microsoft Teams and how you can place votes for the features you most want to see. Now enjoy the Finchloom Show, Episode 2. All right, so first thing that loads is this document that I wrote out, where on the left-hand side we have this modern workplace. It's kind of a reference architecture to modernize your company using Microsoft 365, plus some services from us, from Finchloom. And then on the right-hand side is what do you do with your servers? Because you used to have to buy servers, you had apps, and so we propose an Azure infrastructure to replace that. And then in between, tying it all together, is security and compliance. So that becomes sort of a reference architecture we can build out. But as far as the famous chart of offsetting costs, over here we have a table that I've used to break out some of the different SKUs in Microsoft 365. So here are Exchange Online all by itself, because some customers just want to start by moving their email only,
Right.
which is something a lot of companies have done already. So most people don't start there anymore. But if you're a smaller company, you'll start with a suite, the Microsoft 365 Business, Standard, or Premium, and then you can go down this chart and see all the things included in that suite. So you get Exchange for email, you get some basic security stuff for email, you get SharePoint Online and OneDrive to store your files, you get Teams and so forth. Plus, you get the Office apps that most people like to have on their desktop when you get that. Then there's the enterprise plans. Here in the salmon color starts the enterprise Office 365. And these are now considered legacy components. Office 365 is sort of a standalone now, where today we like to include the security and management features, and that's in Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 has sort of all of the above or all of the below, and it's sort of the Cadillac of suites that Microsoft provides. And what I've done here is put this column of different products that are either competing with the Microsoft products. So for example, if you get Microsoft 365, you get Exchange Online with email protection. So you can get rid of your Mimecast or your Proofpoint or your Barracuda. You don't need it. You can have it if you want to, but you don't need it. Same thing with SharePoint. If you get SharePoint and OneDrive, you can get rid of Dropbox and Google Drive and that kind of thing. And then the hot thing now is web conferencing. If you have Teams, you can do web conferencing and an optional phone system, and you can get rid of other competitors that you might be paying multiple bills to. So going down the chart, you can see that the a la cartes run out of features. The business plans have some good features, but it's really the Microsoft 365 bundles that have the most. So I wanted to show you one more thing here, that I did include this as a downloadable document on our website.
Oh, very cool.
So you can click on this and it opens in PDF format, and you can have it, you can take it, you can share it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can send somebody a link if you want. But this is sort of our information that we want to get out to people as we lead the charge into the cloud services.
Awesome. That's great.
All right.
Thank you for sharing.
I shared. I care. I share.
No, that was good. Thank
This
you.
is an amazing little tip that I learned for the Microsoft Edge browser. So if you have Microsoft Edge, this might be the tip for you. I'm the kind of person that likes to open multiple tabs when I work. So when I'm here in my Azure portal, if I open Windows Virtual Desktop, and then I go to do something with my host pool, for example, I might then open another window and go back to portal.azure.com so I can get information about which recovery vault I want to put it in, let's say. But what I just recently learned is instead of creating new tabs and manually typing in the address, you can just duplicate this tab. Right-click on it and duplicate it. Then you get the same exact address in the new tab. So if you're doing a compare and contrast or you're copying settings from one setting to another, this is a huge tip. And I now use this almost daily. Right-click, duplicate tab, Microsoft Edge. Bye. All right. So I wanted to show you something because earlier you were talking about your desktop is full of icons.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
So I wanted to show you a trick that I use. Maybe it can be helpful for you.
Okay,
Can you share your screen?
I could try.
And would you admit that most of those files on your desktop you haven't really used in a while? All right, so you've got this desktop full of icons, and all of this stuff here is pretty old. It's been piling up, and it's hilarious. So I wanted to show you this trick that I use to create a folder called Old, and we'll move everything into it, and it'll free up your desktop while you can still keep the files. So
Okay.
can you open your yellow folder at the bottom, File Explorer? And on the left-hand side, click on Desktop. And then let's go to just right-click Desktop and select New Folder. Go to New at the bottom and then pick Folder. And let's call it Old. Now just put your mouse over any one of the files that's highlighted. Now click and hold down the mouse button and
Okay.
move the files to the older folder. I like saying that, the older folder. Keep going until it says move to folder. There you go. And now it's moving all of the files from your desktop to the older folder. Now, when this is done, I want you to close this File Explorer and let's look at your new and improved desktop.
So wait, where does this older folder live?
It's on the desktop and it's been synchronized with
Oh, there it
OneDrive.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so go ahead and close
I
this
like
now.
that.
Go ahead and
Well, no,
close
it's still thinking here or whatever.
it. Yeah.
My new this still looks pretty similar to what we just
Hold
had.
on, hold on. See at the bottom right, the OneDrive client is going nuts. It's processing all these changes that we just made. So click on that, and that'll bring up the OneDrive screen. And it'll show you all the activity. Man, this computer of yours is really slow. It might be time to get a new one. Aren't you sick of this?
Well, it only is because only since we started this this little meeting. I don't know. I don't know.
When this is done, you're going to have a clean desktop.
Oh,
Like, look at this.
what's
What-
all this?
What just happened?
I don't know. I didn't touch it.
All right, close this and go back to the desktop. Dun, dun. Okay, now close the. Just click anywhere on the desktop.
It won't let me close this. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Now, where's the older folder though?
Do you have two desktops?
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, no, I don't. I don't see it over here either.
What? Okay, well, we got to wait for OneDrive to finish processing on
All
your
right.
slow computer.
Oh, there it is. It just popped up on my other screen.
Oh, move it over here. There it is, the older folder. And now, whenever you have stuff that you want to keep but you want to declutter, just move it to older, and you'll hang on to it. But I use the desktop to do like scratch work. If I'm going to have something temporary, like a screenshot or a picture I want to use in a Word document, I'll put it all on my desktop, and when I'm done, then I just clean
Then
the
you
desktop.
file it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just clean it out.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll help, and
Yeah,
then
no.
you can enjoy the Bing wallpapers a bit
I haven't
more.
seen the Bing wallpaper in a very long time.
Yeah, the Bing wallpapers are cool because they have really high quality photos.
They do.
I learned this really cool trick for those of you who use Microsoft Excel and you've got a table like this, and let's say there's a product ID or some table that you need to update all the cells in that column. And maybe we're going to be changing our product ID to HHHJJJ, right? Now, one way to do this is to copy that and paste it and paste it and paste it, but that'll take forever. The other way to do it, whoops, let me go back one more. Let's put HHHJJJ. The other way to do it is you can click and then drag a certain number of cells that you want and then let go of it, and then that fills all the cells. Or the latest way, and I just learned this is the coolest little trick shortcut. If you want to fill all the cells with that same value, you just go down to the corner and double click. And there you go. It's updated all the cells, and there's your Excel trick of the day. You've probably all heard about the new features coming to Microsoft Teams, like the 7x7 windows, so you can see 7 people on the stage in a video conference all at once. But they're also working on other new features that are coming out soon, and some of them are really cool. So I wanted to show you how you can go find out about these new features and get excited about some of the upcoming things coming to Microsoft Teams. So open a browser and just do a search for user voice Teams. And what should come up, not the ad, by the way, but the second one, that's microsoftteams.uservoice.com. This is a website that Microsoft has set up so that the public can submit requests for features, and then you can also see what they're working on. It's sort of a behind the curtain as to what's being worked on. Now, if you go down here and click on public, you can see the top ideas from the public and what they're doing on them. You can also vote on these ideas to make your voice heard. So you can see the top one is show video for all people, and they're talking about adding a 49 by 49 view to your Microsoft Teams meetings. So that'll be pretty interesting. And then if you do vote for this feature, you type in your email address, and then what'll happen is they'll send you an email when this goes to production. So you'll see an email that says, hey, remember that thing you voted for? It's now available in the Teams client. So then you can just go update your Teams client. So one last thing is, how do you update your Teams client? Well, it updates on its own automatically, but if you can't wait, you can go up here to your picture in Teams, go to check for updates, and then up at the top, it's going to check and install those updates while you're working. If it requires a restart of Teams, it'll tell you, but that's about it. So enjoy your new Teams features and keep checking back for more tips and tricks on the Finchloom Show.